Peace, love, and light, everybody. Peace, love, and light. So, the sphere of Amenti, I'm going to read this, so it's just going to be an audio. And finally, I can have my emblem up. Thank you. I don't know what YouTube is doing. It's a pain in the rear end. So, the sphere of Amenti, halls of Amenti, the blue flame, and human evolution. The complex processes of particle mechanic, morphogenetic waves, and time cycles that we have just outlined represented the natural hidden dynamics of planetary dimensional ascension and the evolution of consciousness through time. The essential part of this process is the relationship between the multi-dimensional energy mechanics and the operation of the sphere of Amenti. For the halls of Amenti to open to the races during, this is a thick book. Hold on a second. Uno momento, por favor. All right, maybe not. Through the 10-year time warp, dimensional blend period surrounding the half-cycle point, the Earth grid vibration, there's that grid I was talking about earlier, must raise high enough to spark open the Ark of the Covenant. Remember, Trump has that. The sphere of Amenti must descend through the arc into the Earth's D2 core, and the sphere must have its 12-year period of dispersing its frequencies through the Earth grid. Before the grids of Earth and Tara begin to intersect 5 years prior to the half point, the blue flame staff of Amenti, Earth's portion of Tara's D5 morphogenetic field, allows Earth grid to merge with Tara's in D4. If the blue flame is not embodied on Earth when the grids begin to intersect, the infusion of D5 energy from Tara's grid in the holographic beam cannot run through Earth's grid during the crest of the morphogenetic wave. I wonder if this was what I was picking up on with the pyramids. Trust me, Elon Musk is listening because they've read this. This is what they're doing now. In such a case, the Earth's grid cannot link with Tara's to receive the energetic infusion, so Tara's grid will link with whatever planetary core the blue flame is stored within. A fifth-dimensional energy infusion would then pass down from that planet through the energetic spiral of the holographic beam and remain within the overtone particles of the Earth. And if you're having a hard time understanding what I'm talking about with the spinning in the Earth's core, for those who like my generation, there used to be these little templates where you take the pencil and you can make all these spiral things with it. That's exactly where they got it from. That's the same thing visually that I'm talking about. So the overtone particles of Earth, unable to pass into Earth's base tone particles and grid. Remember, it's all sound, tone, and frequency. In this case, Earth and its races would be trapped for another 26,556 years. Oh, joy. Within HU-1. The mass assembly of the fifth DNA strand would not occur, and the majority of Earth's people would have to reincarnate to, it's actually a harmonic tone, which is HU1, until the next morphogenetic wave. This is only the beginning of the problems that would occur if the blue flame were not embodied on Earth during the time of grid intersection. If the Earth grid could not link with Tara's, the Earth grid speed would slow in vibration due to the excessive particles content that it could not release through the first morphogenetic wave. After 2,213 years have passed, and the final morphogenetic wave of the cycle was due, the Earth's grid vibration would be too low to hold the spheres of Amenti in the blue flame. So the grids of Earth and Tara again would be unable to merge. At the close of the ascension cycle, Earth's excessive particle content and density would make its grid speed and particle pulsation rate slow the speed of D1 frequency bands. Earth would plunge from the sixth and final D3 time continuum cycle into harmonic universal 1 back into the first D1 time continuum cycle. So if harmonic universal 1 from this D1 position, Earth would have no evolve through another 26,556 year harmonic time cycle in HU1 before having another opportunity to ascend to HU2. As you can perhaps now see, it is very important that the sphere of Amenti is appropriately placed in Earth's core, and the blue flame successfully embodies during the half point in the second ascension cycle. If this process does not occur, the Earth becomes trapped in harmonic universe 1 time. This digression is repetition of harmonic universe 1 time cycle has occurred 7 times in the past of Earth's evolution. Earth is presently within its 8th repetition of the 26,556 year harmonic time cycle in HU1. Earth's evolution has been stunted within the HU1 time cycle for nearly 212,448 years. Through some progress was made in dimensional ascension at several different points in time. Oh, I'm here in the 40s. That's interesting. Earth and the human races repeatedly ended up returning to the start of the 26,556 year HU1 cycle. I wonder if this has to do with Nibiru and Rabi in here. So since 840,000 years ago, when the guardian race from harmonic universe 2 and above created the Ark of the Covenant, they have watched, waited, and nurtured, guided, assisted, and prayed. Yes, prayed for the time to come when the lost souls of Tara, remember that's somehow connected to Lilith, could return home from their long and troubled evolutionary journey on Earth. And they did this because your race was loved. And they have waited patiently from the distant time when Earth and the 11 other missing fragments of Tara could be returned into Tara's energetic body, so Tara herself could ascend. Great wars have been fought and great catastrophes endured to secure your species' right to evolve and to uphold and protect the covenant of Palador, through which the integrity of your species' evolutionary blueprint is ensured. Can you understand how important the next morphogenetic wave will be in relation to the evolution of Earth and the souls who continue to repeatedly incarnate there? The next morphogenetic wave in your present, which is 26,556 year cycle, is your potential ticket to freedom. After being imprisoned, told you we're in a prison, within the illusion of harmonic universe 1 matter for over 200,000 years. If you are unable to utilize that potential, you will sentence yourselves to yet another 26,556 years in the prison of your Earth school. If your planet could survive long enough to complete its next cycle. We are taking great pains to explain the dynamics of morphogenetic waves to you because you are presently within the second ascension cycle of your 26,566 year harmonic time cycle. The ascension cycle begins at 2,194 years ago in 196 BC. The half point of your current time cycle is 2017. You have 19 years before the first morphogenetic wave of this cycle complete its crest. Do you think you'll be ready? If the guardian races had not intervened, your planet would not have made it this far. Remember, we have fail-safes here. The countdown to Amenti. Several events have occurred during the last 98 years of your evolution that could have drastically altered the course of your history. One such event took place in the early 1900s. Oh, okay, I wasn't wrong on that. which was repeated again in 1982. During both of these periods, large asteroid masses came into alignment with Earth's orbit, and if they had not been destroyed or diverted in deep space, there's no such thing as space, by interdimensional guardian fleets before they entered your solar system, conditions supportive of life on Earth would have been destroyed. Now back to this for a second. I'm going to pause. Remember, Nibiru came back. Nibiru came back in 1981. It was printed in the newspaper. Because you were so close to coming to 2017, a demorphogenetic wave, and the potentials of ascension it holds, numerous guardian races petitioned the Azarite Council, Elohim, and Ra Confederacy, and Ra's here, on your behalf, to allow non-direct intervention in Earth's affairs. Permission was granted. On the first occasion in 1906, the asteroid was destroyed, and only portions of its debris bombarded Earth's surface. I'm getting somehow with this is Moldavite. I don't know if that's right, but I'm hearing Moldavite. On the second occasion, in 1982, the asteroid was broken into two pieces, and its path was diverted using electromagnetic chelonic technologies. The asteroids are the least of the problems you have encountered within your current century. The original Zeta Agenda and the Zeta Seal, 1926. In 1926, time-traveling members of the Zeta Zeppelin races, originally from the planet, I can't even pronounce this, Apexium Lau, began interacting with private factions, which they did, Eisenhower. Okay, you can think that's out there, but it's not. Eisenhower. Factions within several Earth governments. Ding, 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 ding. The Zeta Agenda is discussed in earlier chapters. In recent years, the Zetas conducted several projects that had a highly detrimental effect upon the vibration rate of Earth's grid, and which damaged Earth's bioenergetic field. If the Siren Council had not intervened, Earth's population would have been decimated between 1972 and 1974. And the Earth would have been experienced a pole shift during the mid-1980s. Again, I feel like that's why Nibiru was here as well. The Zetas in their Dracos, Draconian human hybrid, and the Richelii, the Zeta Draco hybrid, accomplices desired to take over Earth's territory. The Dracos being created as a hybrid race of draconian and human genetic structure about 1 million years ago on Earth, feel dominion of Earth is their birthright, as Earth is their planet of origin. The Dracos are Earthlings who are banned from their home, and exiled to the Orion star system 1 million years ago. The Zeta races were involved with the Atlanteans and the Atlanteans, Earth cultures, and from a time colonized Mars. Both groups share a common interest in possessing Earth to facilitate the continuation of their race's evolution. This has to do with the Stargates now with Trump. It really does. He knows what's up. And if you think this is out here, then this is not for you. The Zeta's original plan was born out of their need to retain control of future human society and the future of Earth between 4,230 AD and 6,443 AD. And the Zeta Draco Alliance was successfully overtaken the human world culture in that time period. I really feel like that has to do with Hitler, too. This time period takes place within the first ascension cycle, time continuum of Tara, 26,556-year harmonic time cycle. The natural path of evolution into which Earth would next evolve to become Tara, following completion of its present cycle. 4,230 AD, the sixth root race, the Merovingians, and the descendant of the present human races live there now, and the Zeta-ruled society controlled by frequency. A frequency fence and the holographic insert technology. These events are taking place now in that future time-space coordinate, In order for the Zetas to retain control over that society, they have traveled backward through time to Earth present humanity's upcoming opportunities for accelerated evolution between 2012 and 2017. That's why something happened with us. I was talking about that the other day. Many who, I don't like to use woke, but many are aware of this, possesses its direct threat to the Zeta's ability to retain control of that society. If 8% of present-day humans are able to successfully take this evolutionary leap, the humans of 4,230 AD and 6,443 AD will be set free from the Zeta's collective mind frequency fence, through which they are presently controlled in their space-time coordinate. The Zetas do not want this to occur. The Zetas' original Earth agenda involved first creating Zeta-human hybrid strands that could comfortably thrive on Earth. This is like a genesis. And in the second phase of their plan, they intended to make sure that the grids of Earth and Tara did not merge during 2012 to 2017, the half-cycle point. By stopping this event, Earth would remain trapped in harmonic universe 1. I wonder if that's what happened in 2020. For another 26,556-year cycle of joy. And the human population could not accelerate their evolution and activate their fifth DNA strand. If the Zetas could keep Earth in the harmonic universe 1 time band and gain control of the planet here, they would ensure the continuation of their future stronghold with D4 Tara Earth. If Earth successfully emerged with Tara between 2012 and 2017, and the morphogenetic wave allowed fifth dimensional frequencies to move through Earth's grid, the frequency fence through which the D4 Zetas controlled the human population would be released. If ascensions of Earth human could be stopped by 2012, the Zetas could retain control of D4 holding. If human beings' ascension to the D4 time cycles of Tara, their assembled fifth strand DNA imprint would correct the D4 DNA mutation of the Zetas used to keep their humans under the frequency fence. And if you don't understand what a frequency fence is, look at all the wires around you, all the towers around you, the phones, the computers, all of that. Humans in D4 time cycle would be set free if 8% of the D3, which I still think we can overthrow, D3 humans of Earth to activate their fifth DNA strand. These present-day humans would correct within the race morphogenetic field of the sphere of Amenti. The Zeta created D4, fourth DNA strand distortion that keeps the future humans controlled. By ascending through Amenti, humans with activated fifth DNA strands would realign with morphogenetic field of the future races, reversing the genetic mutation the Zetas used to control the future humans. In this first period, the Merovingians and descendants of the present human races are kept from ascension and evolution to higher consciousness and immortality by a seal of the Zetas placed within their fourth DNA strand. That's their the Kabbalah template. Those are seals, okay? The Zeta seal stop the fifth DNA strand from plugging into the lower strands. So these future soul essence are trapped within Tara's first time cycle in the D4 astral planes. This is why some of you have amazing kids. And this is why some of you have someone targeting your children. Because your children are from a higher timeline that came here for this time to wake you up. As long as the future races carry this fourth strand DNA strand, and they will be unable to evolve past D4 time cycle, the Zetas and successfully implemented the Zeta seal frequency fence. They were about 250 years ago, the Zeta seal and frequency fence thus manifested within the present-day human genetic pool and within Earth's morphogenetic field. For the past 250 years, since about 1748 AD, all human souls incarnating on Earth since 1748 AD have the zeta seal distortion within their fourth DNA strand, as your lifespan is presently only about 75 to 100 years long. Okay, that makes sense. This implies that all people on your planet at this time carry the zeta seal genetic mutation. That's why no one lives past like 100. If they do, you know, unlike the Anunnaki and stuff like that, that they have to choose to die. Actually, the Anunnaki, they can live on for like eternity. The second base tone and second and third overtones of the fourth DNA strand were unable to manifest in the operational DNA because these frequency patterns were taken out of the morphogenetic field of Tower Earth in that future time period in order to create a frequency fence. This blocks the blockage within the future Earth's morphogenetic field also causes blockage of these frequencies in your Earth's morphogenetic field in 1748. Remember, this is after 1620. Okay, let's give a timeline here when the Masonics came over here. So a distortion, which then manifested within the human gene code as souls from Amenti, passed through the Earth's morphogenetic field to birth on Earth. This morphogenetic distortion of Earth, created by Zeta manipulation in the future, has created a hidden Zeta frequency fence on Earth since 1748. The fourth DNA strand mutation has created an unnatural blockage between the higher self aspect of identity, the portion of personal identity focused on the UHF bands, and the D3, and then the D4 astral awareness. This blockage manifests a greater fragmentation within the dream state, difficulty in orchestrating and remembering astral out-of-body travel, and an unnatural blockage within the fourth chakra, repression of the natural and intuitive senses. A lot of us are breaking through that, and you all know who you are, and the inability to fully assemble the fourth DNA strand. The Zeta frequency fence on Earth made it easy for the Zetas to directly influence human behavior as it connected to human DNA directly into the Zeta collective, the mind complex that controlled the population in the future since 1748. Humans' behavior has been directly influenced on subconscious and subliminal levels by the brainwashing programs that is broadcasted by the Zeta collective mind complex. Think of your TVs, to give you a visual, okay, for lack of a better way. From this future time period, this influence has played a major role in the development of human cultures since that time. If these circumstances have been left to evolve unabated, the entire human race would now be under the mental control of the Zeta collective mind, and Earth vibration would have dropped too low to hold the sphere of Amenti. For the 2017 half point, the Zetas would not have had to do anything to stop the grids of Tara and Earth from merging, as this would have been a natural consequence of the effects of their frequency. Fence in the future, in 1902, guardian groups intervened and began poking holes in Earth's Zeta frequency fence by orchestrating astral body realignments from D4. Like Operation Paperclip, all these things most people don't know about, all these CIA documents that are now being released, if you're into that, which you should be, on various portions of the human population, the astral body realignments repaired the fourth DNA strand and added the fifth strand imprint to these groups of humans, progressively bringing the corrected fourth strand imprint back into the Earth's morphogenetic field, when at least 8% of Earth's population carried and corrected imprint. The Earth's morphogenetic field would realign, and the morphogenetic field of Tara Earth in the future would follow suit and begin realigning. Through this astral involvement with humans, the Guardians were able to begin dismantling the frequency fence on Earth and Tara Earth in 1986. That's why Chernobyl happened. Whoa. Earth population carrying the realigned fourth DNA imprint. I know, I heard that too, Valentino. Imprint peaked at 8%, and the Zetas frequency fence on Earth deteriorated. The Tower Earth frequency fence of the future also began to unravel, and the Zetas began losing control over their future human populations. The Zetas began interacting directly with Earth's present cultures in 1926 in order to survey the effects of the Guardian intervention on their frequency fence and to monitor the progression of the fourth strand mutation within the human DNA. They were aware of the upcoming half-point ascension cycle and that their frequency fence would be collapsing at some point before 2012. I do think that that's some reason why the Mayan calendar ended. The Zetas knew that they would have to reconstruct the frequency fence and take action to prevent Earth's grid from receiving its scheduled infusion of D5 through D9 frequency. They decided they would create Zeta human hybrids, which possessed mutated fourth strand genetic codes, to repopulate Earth following 2017. After the hybrids were created and their frequency fence on Earth was reconstructed, they planned to eradicate all races carrying the realigned fourth and fifth DNA strand imprint. By using holographic insert technology to vaporize the unwanted specimen by passing them through universal harmonic frequency portals, hence 2020, wink wink, those of you who offered your arm up, in order to maintain the control of the stronghold of the future. The Zetas returned to the past, Earth's recent past and present, to create the structures that would hold their control of future population in place. They began physical infiltration of Earth between World War I and II. That's why I was picking up, that's why I was picking up on Hitler. Working with the Allied government, I'm good too, by the way, Allied governments in World War II. Many of your grandfathers, if you're my age, many of your grandfathers were battling this if they were in the war. They formed covert agreements that would allow them to conduct experiments on human population. This is exactly why those of you who are around my age, who had grandparents over there fighting, battling Hitler, this is why. On the human population in order to begin creation of hybrids to replenish their declining race, and throughout which they could take over Earth after 2017. So the Covert Human Majestic 12, MJ-12, group was formed within the Allied human governments at this time to secretly oversee treaties that were formalized with the Zetas. And the Zetas then began the next phase of their plan, a scheme of which MJ-12 knew nothing. During the late 1930s into the 40s, the Zetas began their hybridization program and then turned their attention toward reconstruction of the frequency fence and stopping the grid merge of Earth and Tara scheduled for 2012. That's how far back they went. Wow. 2012 to 2017. The Zetas possessed the knowledge and technology that would allow them to misalign the electromagnetic fields of Earth. If you don't understand what that is, again, your radar, your phones, these towers, your electrical grid, the electromagnetic field that is naturally around us, they've altered that, of Earth and Tara, so the planetary grid cannot begin to emerge in 2012. They understand the electromagnetic relationship between Earth and planetary energetic fields and those of the sun, and that's why Ra is here. Whoa. With the understanding that they devised a plan to shift the electromagnetic field of Earth and Tara by altering the electromagnetic fields of Earth's sun. Before exploring the Zetas' manipulation of the sun, let us review a brief lesson in the mechanics of multidimensional and electromagnetic fields, which are Merkaba fields, all right? It's all your Merkabas. We have toroidal fields around us in our human body because we are energy. We have the parallels, the 33rd parallel, 34, all those parallels that you see on the globe. They just want you to think those are longitude, latitude. Those are Merkaba fields as well. Like Hawaii is a Merkaba field. That's why they're targeting like Hawaii, California. They're targeting these certain, we call them states and countries. They're Merkaba fields. So I'm going to end that there. That's a lot for me. So page 126, the countdown to Amenti. Peace, love, and light.